Hi, I'm Stefan from Evolving Fatherhood, and in this video I want to share my process that I went through from knowing that my girlfriend is pregnant to deciding whether I would like to welcome this little being in the world. And I remember that moment when we had that test and my girlfriend was looking at it, asking me, is there really a second line on the test? And I was saying yes, and I sensed that this yes was coming with a great confusion. And one of the first reactions that happened inside me really was dissociation. So kind of leaving my body with my awareness, because there was so much happening inside my body and mind that I wasn't able at that point to hold and to be present with. And I remember that one of the first reactions really was shock and helplessness. And later on in the process there was a whole range of emotions involved, and what I realized is that questions came up again and again. Questions in terms of thoughts crossing my mind, and there were so many thoughts that I didn't know what to do with. So at some point, to move toward mental clarity, I started creating a list. So basically I wrote a list where on the one hand there was a page dedicated to receiving the child, yes or no, and on the other page there was abortion, yes or no. And all of my thoughts that were coming along, they fit in one of these four different lines. Either they were for the child, against the child, for the abortion, against the abortion. And there were thoughts such as, how am I supposed to hold space for a little being if I myself often have the impression that I stumble upon my own path, not being sure or questioning my direction? Or how shall I, or we, support ourselves financially? And on the other hand, I was thinking like, wow, this is life announcing itself. Such immensity and power of life coming into my life, wanting to share this path with me. And then right away on the other side there was this, oh my God, how shall I live both my own path in terms of how I want to be, what I want to learn and contribute in the world, as well as being a father the way I would like to, and partner as well. And when these thoughts in my mind, they were coming one after another, I just was caught and anxious and somehow tight stuckness in my mind. And what I knew is that that's not the place I want to take a decision from. That's not the place where decisions come from that are in alignment with my whole system and whole being. So writing down these thoughts, I step by step gained clarity and realized that at some point there were no more thoughts that I hadn't known before. So there was a thought coming up and I realized, there you are again. I already wrote you down, taking care of you. And from the thoughts, I went into understanding what these thoughts, which in the end are inner voices, what they stand up for, what really matters to them, why they are coming. To give you an example, one was that I so much longed for sensing a confidence that I'm able to navigate and hold what's coming, holding and being with the child as a father, with my girlfriend in the relationship, and also on my own path, to really be able to find and navigate all of that space. And besides inquiring into thoughts and what's really important in there, I also step by step felt through the feelings that were involved. So instead of going out, what happened in the beginning, I learned to integrate and hold them, not integrate, but really feel them in my body. For example, the tightness of the throat when there's anxiousness. Or right now there's warmth and tinkling in my chest, some kind of excitement, also nervousness recording that video. And I didn't do all of these processes alone. I did some of them alone, others with friends, my girlfriend, or also with coaches, and got support. Because it was so important to me, and that's what happened to bring down what was happening in here. The movement was this going down, and at some point, because of the clarity and calmness in my mind and body, I was sensing a different voice, which is more on the height of the solar plexus or belly. And it was a really tender one. Tender yet clear, saying yes. And I knew that this was where I wanted to take the decision from. Not the up and down and disturbing and anxiousness and tightness, but really having it coming from my system, coming from a clarity. And it came. And it took 4 weeks to come. 4 weeks to really opening the space and holding it. Holding whatever becomes alive in myself, letting it flow and observe what's left in there. And of course that was only my part, and then bringing it into relation, talking about it, seeing where my girlfriend is. And I have this sense that the fact that we took this time to decide, the time of decision took 4 weeks long, that this left something potentially with the being that we're going to welcome, and I think it will come up again. And then it will be welcomed and dealt with. And I'm curious to hear. Sensing that I'm feeling complete for now with what I wanted to share, I'm curious to hear what's resonating with you, what's coming up when you listen to me. And please put that into the comments so that we can grow, exchanging and building community around this.